Hi everyone, good evening. Today we are going to continue prepositions, and I know that it's been a long time and you might have forgotten everything about prepositions. So before actually going to our application part, which we are at to do, let me revise what we have discussed under prepositions before. So let's see what is preposition and what we have discussed before. So the word preposition, preposition, which means place it before whose position? A noun or a pronoun. So a word which is placed before a noun or a pronoun. Why? To show the relation between a noun and a noun, a verb and a noun, and an adjective and a noun. We should never forget the fact that prepositions are always placed before noun or a pronoun, but it is used to show relationship between noun and a noun, verb and a noun, and adjective and a noun. So we have discussed that previously. However, I'm giving you the revision, and now look at the prepositions. If they are not used in a sentence, what happened to the sentence? What happens to the sentence if we do not use preposition? The cat sat a mat. There is no sense. That means if we do not use the preposition, the meaning of the sentence will lose. So the cat sat on a mat is giving a correct sense for the sentence. So prepositions, where should we place in a sentence? And the structure of the sentence is subject plus verb plus object. Where can we place prepositions in a sentence? It can come at the beginning of the sentence, or the middle of the sentence, or at the end of the sentence. For example, so for the beginning of the sentence, look at these examples. For whom do you wait here every day? Here we started our sentence with preposition for. For whom do you wait here every day? In which scheme you are benefited more? Here we started our sentence with in which scheme. That means prepositions can come in the beginning of the sentence or in the middle of the sentence. Look at this. He sat under the tree. He is in the house. Here under and in are the prepositions which are placed in between the sentence. And moving on to the next one, at the end of the sentence, where are you coming from? What are you looking at? What are you talking about? What are you searching for? Here, the prepositions are placed at the end of the sentence. So, coming to the place, prepositions can be placed at the beginning of the sentence, in the middle of the sentence, or at the end of the sentence. And the next concept is position of prepositions. See, before saying that, we have seen these examples. I hope you have remembered this concept. See, Mr. Sunil walked dash the room, into the room, in the room, across the room, inside the room, in front of room. So all are possible, but it depends upon the context. I hope you remember this. So let's move on to the next one. That is position of prepositions. As I already told you, prepositions are used to show relation between a noun and a noun, a verb and a noun, an adjective and a noun. So, the position. So, they are used to denote the relation between a noun and a noun, like there is a farmer in the field. A farmer, the field. Two nouns, and we place preposition in between those two. There is a spider on the wall. Spider, wall. Two nouns, and on is the preposition placed between the two nouns. Next one, between a verb and a noun. Look at this. The hunter aimed at the animal. Aimed is a verb. Animal is a noun. It is placed between verb and a noun. My mother went to market yesterday. Went is the verb. Market is a noun and is placed between the verb and a noun. And the third one is between adjective and a noun. The preposition can be placed between adjective and a noun like this. My friend is fond of ice cream. Fond is an adjective. Ice cream is a noun. It is placed between adjective and a noun. Yeah, Raman is good at music. Good is an adjective, music is a noun. So remember, prepositions always come between noun and a noun, verb and a noun, and adjective and a noun. Why? To show a relationship. I hope you remember this concept too. And moving on to the next one, kinds of prepositions. We have discussed 5 kinds of prepositions: 1 simple prepositions, 2 compound prepositions, 3 double prepositions, 4 phrasal prepositions, 5 participle prepositions. Coming to simple prepositions, all one word prepositions which are simple in their structure, like on, in, by, at, to, down, under, above, over, with, of, since, from, for, all, after, etc., come under simple prepositions. Remember, all one word prepositions are simple prepositions, and you can see some examples here. Moving on to the next one, compound prepositions. The word compound means combination of. So two prepositions are 2 words combined together, written as a single unit, act as a preposition called compound prepositions, and the examples are about, across, across, upon, up, on, above, along, among, beneath, beyond, before, behind, beside, besides, between, inside, without, into, within, etc. All these words are formed by the combination of 2 words. So such prepositions which are formed by the combination of 2 words but written as a single unit are called compound prepositions. And third one, double prepositions. What are double prepositions? Double means 2, compound also 2. But the difference is, double prepositions are formed by the combination of 2 words, act as a preposition but written separately. Whereas compound prepositions are written together as a single word. Look at this. Out of, along with, together with, in between, from beside, from behind, from among, from under, from within, etc. come under double prepositions. He came out of office. I came out of office. Out of. Together gives complete sense. I came out of office. I came off office. It's not giving sense. So together act as a single preposition but written separately are double prepositions. Moving on to the 4th type. Those are phrasal prepositions. Phrase, a group of words, right? A group of words act as a single preposition. It's called phrasal prepositions. We have seen the examples: in view of, in front of, according to, as for, depending on, by means of, for the sake of, in addition to, on account of, instead of, in spite of, with reference to, owing to, because of, in order to, on behalf of, etc. are phrasal prepositions where a group of words act as a preposition. And here are the examples. And moving on to the next one, participle prepositions. We have discussed past participle V3 and present participle V4. If they act as prepositions, they come under participle prepositions like assuming, barring, including, following, considering, during, given, notwithstanding, provided, regarding, and respected, or participle prepositions. So these are the kinds of prepositions, and then we have seen the uses of prepositions, and we have seen the individual usage wise prepositions, not prepositional wise uses, like uses of prepositions regarding time. We have seen the prepositions which indicate time, and we have seen the difference of prepositions upon and on and different way. So prepositions which denote time are prepositions of time, and we have seen the individual uses like preposition at, where it is used, preposition in, and preposition on, preposition during, preposition by, preposition till, until, since, for, from. So we have seen all the uses of preposition of time, and then we have seen prepositions of place which are used to denote the place of an action like in, at, beside, besides, between, among, above, over, under, below. So all these we have already discussed. I'm just giving a recap so that you can apply them in application today. So at is used to express certain place, as well as it also used to place before villages, hamlets, geographical division within a city, and small towns. And in is used before cities, towns, states, countries, and continents, and also used to indicate something which is inside. And we have seen the other prepositions like beside and besides. The difference: beside by the side of, besides in addition to, and between, under, below, among. We have seen the uses clearly. We discussed the different usages and differences between above and over, and we also discussed prepositions of agency and instrumentality, preposition by and with act as prepositions of agency and instrumentality, as well as prepositions by and with also act as prepositions of manners to indicate how action is taking place. And moving on to the next one, prepositions indicating cause, reason, and purpose. I told you clearly, cause is different from reason. Cause produces an effect, whereas reason supports a decision or an opinion. So do remember, we have prepositions for, of, from, through, with, etc. act as prepositions of cause, reason, and purpose. Cause produces an effect, whereas reason supports a decision or an opinion. And moving on to the next one, prepositions of direction. So the prepositions which talk about, which tell about the direction of an action, like to, towards, into, at, for, against, from, etc., are prepositions of directions, and we have discussed about the directions and all. And next one, prepositions of source and origin. The preposition from act as prepositions of source, where availability of something. Origin is a birth point, a starting of something. So from act as both prepositions of source and origin. And next one, prepositions indicating possession. The prepositions which indicate possession are of and with. So they denote possession of a noun. And moving on to the next one, we have discussed must follow prepositions, like we have discussed prepositions are placed between noun and a noun, verb and a noun, and adjective and a noun. So there are some must follow prepositions. So some nouns are always followed by such prepositions only, and some verbs always followed by only so prepositions, and some adjectives are followed by only such prepositions, that we have discussed very clearly. And we have seen nouns which are followed by preposition with, enmity with, relations with, bargain with, and nouns which are followed by preposition for, ambition for, affection for, ancient for, and nouns which are followed by preposition of, experience of, charge of, result of, and to, attention to, attachment to, approach to, and from, descent from, exemption from, abstinence from. And adjectives also we have seen in the same way, adjectives which are followed by preposition with, busy with, satisfied with, fed up with, consistent with, and followed by to, agreeable to, accessible to, acceptable to, adequate to, affectionate to, and of, afraid of, confident of, guilty of, charge of, and from, free from, safe from, and for, eligible for, famous for, ready for, responsible for, etc. And moving on to the verbs, we have seen 6 prepositions for verbs. Verbs which are followed by preposition with, correspond with, fill with, bear with, disagree with, etc. Preposition to, apologize to, aspire to, attend to, prefer to, refer to, from, abstain from, depart from, deviate from, differentiate from, for, care for, start for, earn for, feel for, and of, beware of, boast of, die of, in, believe in, involve in, rush in. So these are the prepositions we have seen under must follow prepositions, and also discussed the words which are followed by more than one preposition, right? So some nouns, some adjectives, and some verbs follow more than one preposition. We have discussed under words taking more than one preposition, where accompany takes 2 prepositions, by and with, and accountable takes 2 prepositions, to and for, and angry takes 3 prepositions, at, with, for, at things, with persons, for cause. Do remember and do not use them in different way. And annoy takes 2, with and at, and arrive at and in. At is for some small places and in is for big place. And blind of and to, physical blindness, mental blindness, and compete with and for. And we have seen other words like compare, die, familiar, live, responsible, taste, tired are what we have discussed in our previous session. So I hope this is a brief review which help you to apply them in application part, because this is where we have to start, and we already started with one, but we have to continue that. So let's begin our application part of prepositions which are pending for a long time. So let's see the first one afresh again. So look at this one. Benty lives at Canada. So what is the error and what is the correction? Quickly respond, guys. Benty lives at Canada. If you remember, just respond quickly. So what is the error and what is the correct one? Quick. Good, Angela and Swapna. So Bente lives in Canada, not at Canada, because of the very reason Canada is a country. And before countries, we use preposition in, not at. Good that you remember. And now look at the next sentence. Radhika was born on 1987. What is the era here? Radhika was born on 1987. Quick, guys. Good. So, Angela, you're right. Radhika was born in 1987 because in is used before years, right? Years, months, seasons, centuries. So, it should be Radhika was born in 1987. Now, look at this sentence. As I told you, we are going from the least difficult to highest difficult, like easiest to the difficult. We are traveling. Now, look at this one. Of late, I have done a project in Amirpet in Hyderabad. Of late, I have done a project in Amirpet in Hyderabad. Now, quick. What is the error and what is the correct path? Quick, guys. Of late, I have done a project in Amirpet in Hyderabad. You remember the difference of at and in? So, at and in, when talking about the place, we have two places here. One is Amirpet, second one is Hyderabad. Hyderabad is a city and Amirpet is a part of the city, that is geographical division of a city, that is Hyderabad. So, yes, Angela, you're right. So, at is used before small places like villages, semi-towns, geographical division within a city and exact place. So, we have to use at for geographical division, and in is used before cities, countries, states, right, continents. So, Hyderabad is a city. So, in is correct for Hyderabad, but Amirpet, it should not be in. It should be at Amirpet because Amirpet is geographical division within a city. Yes, Swapna. So at Amirpet in Hyderabad. Do remember the concept between and the difference between at and in for time as well as for place. Now look at the next sentence. Gandhi was born in Porbandar. Correct this one. Gandhi was born in Porbandar. What is the error and what is the correct one? Quick. Quick, guys. We have Porbandar. So what is Porbandar? Is it a country, city, state, village? No, Swapna, it is not on. Porbandar is a village. Porbandar is a village. So before village, what do we use? Just now I told you for villages, we cannot use in, it is at. At Porbandar in Gujarat. Gujarat is a city and Porbandar is, sorry, Gujarat is a state and Porbandar is situated in the state Gujarat and Porbandar is a village. So at Porbandar is a correct one. Now look at the next sentence. By the way, when he parted with his sister, there were tears in his eyes. When he parted with his sister, there were tears in his eyes. So what is the error and what is the correct part? Quick. When he parted with his sister, there were tears in his eyes. Quick, guys. parted with. Do you remember the word part is followed by two prepositions, one with, to, from. Here with is a sister. Sister is a person. So from is used for persons and with is used for things. And as we are talking about persons, we have to replace with from. When he parted from his sister, there were tears in his eyes. Do you remember this? Make a note of this one. Part takes two prepositions, with and from. Part with things, part from friends. Now look at the next sentence. Beside having an Innova car, Pramod has a Tata Sumo. Beside having an Innova car, Pramod had a Tata Sumo. So what is the error and what is the correct one? Quick. Good, Angela. See, besides. We know the difference between beside and besides. So, beside means by the side of. Whereas, besides means in addition to, extra, moreover. So here we are talking about the position of the car, or we are talking about more cars or extra car. Obviously it is extra car. Besides having, not beside, replace beside with besides. Besides having an Innova car, Pramod has a Tata Sumo too, right? So it should be in addition to, besides. Now look at the next sentence. Robert has been working for Microsoft from 2007. Robert has been working for Microsoft from 2007. So what is the error and what is the correction? Good, Swapna. So look at the statement. Robert has been working. Has been working. It is in which tense? Has been working is present perfect continuous. We discussed the difference between since and from, right? So since and from both are used to indicate point of time only. Since also point of time, from also point of time. For is for period of time. Then when to use since and when to use from? Since is used for only perfect tense, that is perfect and perfect continuous tenses, whereas for is used for non-perfect tense. Non-perfect tense. What are non-perfect tenses? Simple and continuous tenses. Now in the given sentence we have perfect tense, that is present perfect continuous, hence we have to replace from with since. Since 2007. If it is given Robert is working for Microsoft, then from 2007 is correct, but we have present perfect tense which fall under perfect tenses. So since is a correct one. So that what you have to look at. Working for is also correct, Swapna. So we work for, not only work at, we work with organization or we work for an organization, not work at. So Robert has been working for Microsoft since 2007. So that is a error. Now look at the next sentence. She is writing novels since 2007. Look at this sentence. She is writing novels since 2007. Correct this one? She is writing novels since 2007. Just now I told you is writing is in present continuous tense. Present continuous means it is non-perfect tense. For non-perfect tense, we cannot use since. We have to use from. So replace since with from. She is writing novels from 2007. Yes, Ramarao, you're right. So if it is in perfect continuous, you can write since, but it is in only continuous, which is non-perfect. So from is the correct one. Good, Swapna and Ramarao. Now look at the next sentence. The teacher ordered me to write with ink. The teacher ordered me to write with ink. Look at this one. What is the error? Find out the error here. See, basically one feels that this is correct. The teacher ordered me to write with ink. No, it is absolutely incorrect because of the very reason it is not pen. We are talking about ink. Are we talking about instrument? No. Instrument, if it is pen, with pen it is correct. But here we are not talking about pen, we are talking about the liquid we are using to write. So if you are talking about any liquid for writing, do not use with. It should be in. The teacher ordered me to write in ink. He wrote in ink. Otherwise, he wrote the letter in blood, not with blood. So do remember, with is for instrument, with pen is okay, but with pencil is okay, but not for mediums of ink or blood. So these liquids cannot be preceded by with, they are preceded by in. Do remember that. So preposition in is the correct one. Now look at the next sentence. The teacher ordered me to write in ink. You must sign your checks in ink. You should write your report in ink. He wrote the letter in blood. Do remember that. In ink and in blood, not with. So replace in with in. Now look at the next sentence. After knowing the silly mistakes committed by me, my friend laughed at me. After knowing the silly mistakes committed by me, my friend laughed at me. Now correct this sentence. Good, Ramarao. See, laugh is a verb. You should know the prepositions which are connect with laugh. See, you should know basically the phrasal verbs. Laugh as, laugh at, laugh with. What is the difference here? Laugh as means how you are laughing, like that only they are also laughing means then laugh as. He is laughing like you. He is laughing as you do. So as indicate the same way. But laughed as me, is it giving sense? After knowing the silly mistakes committed by me, they will laugh like you? No. Next, laugh at. Laugh at means making fun of, mockery, ridicule. So laugh at means making fun of. Is it apt or not? After knowing the silly mistakes committed by me, my friend laughed at me. Yes, exactly. Because they're making fun of me. Right? Laugh with means along with you. They're laughing with us. Not at us, not as us, it is with us. That means all are laughing together. So do learn the difference and do have a thorough eye and keen detailed views on these phrasal verbs. So remember, it should be not on, Swapna, it should be at me, not on. The right Phrasal verb should be laugh at, which means making fun of, ridicule. Now look at the next sentence. The apple was cut by the knife. Quick, what is the error? Good, Ramarao. So you got nice revision. So the apple was cut by. See, we know prepositions of agency and instrumentality. What are the prepositions of agency and instrumentality? There are two prepositions which act as prepositions of agency and instrumentality. So they are prepositions by and preposition with. Preposition by is used for agent, that is person, with for instrument. Here we are talking about knife. Knife is agent or instrument? Obviously it is instrument, it's a tool. So replace by with. The apple was cut with the knife. Good. Now look at the next sentence. The property is divided among the two brothers. Find out the error here. The property is divided among the two brothers. What is the correction? Okay. Ramarao, you are right, but I don't want you to correct the tense of the sentence. So I'm talking in passive voice. Is divided. It's not till divided. It has to be divided. However, the property divides dash two brothers. So that is written in passive voice. The property is divided among the two brothers. You have to correct. Oh God. No, guys, you should correct the prepositional usage, not the tense of the sentence. It is not divided like they divide the property dash two brothers. So this sentence, when we write in passive voice, it will become like this. It's not divided. It will be divided in the future. It is in passive voice. Yes, Swapna, you're right. You got that. So the property is divided among is incorrect because how many brothers do we have? Only two. Remember, for two, we have to use between. Preposition between is used for two and more than two. It is among. How many brothers do we have here? Only two brothers. So replace that among with between. The property is divided between the two brothers. You make a note. Two, for two members it is between. More than two members it is among. Now look at the next sentence. China is in the north of India. China is in the north of India. Now, quick. China is in the north of India. What's the correction? Quick, guys. We are talking about direction. So what are the prepositions of direction? In the north. Is in apt here? No, it is not indicating the direction. So we require the preposition of direction, that is to. China is to the north of India. It indicates the direction. So replace in with to. Now look at the next sentence. Can a miser part from his wealth? Now answer this one which we already discussed. Can a miser part from his wealth? Quick, guys. Good. Swapna. I told you the verb part is followed by two prepositions. One is with, the other one is from. With is used for things and from is used with persons. Now, are we talking about persons or thing? Here we are talking about wealth. It is not a person. So replace from with. Can a miser part with his wealth? Previously we have seen when he parted from his sister, there were tears in his eyes. Remember that? So here we are talking about thing. So part with. Now look at the next sentence. He was accused for murder. He was accused for murder. What is the correction? Good, Ramarao. So accused always followed by of. I have given you in must followed prepositions. The word accuse, guilty, remember they always followed by of. Accused of murder, not accused for murder. So good. Now look at the next sentence. Bhavani walked till the crossroads and hired a taxi to Habsigura. Bhavani walked till the crossroads and hired a taxi to Habsigura. So what is the error? Quick, guys. Bhavani walked till the crossroads and hired a taxi to Habsigura. So the preposition till, you should know the difference. We discussed till as a preposition of time. So till denotes time. But the crossroads, is it time? Crossroads is not time. It is a place. Right? So for place, we cannot use till. Then what are the prepositions of place and which preposition is apt here? The better preposition here is to. So replace till with to. Bhavani walked to the crossroads and hired a taxi to Habsigura. To is the preposition of place. You can say like I will be available at office till 6 p.m. You can say that I will be available at office till 6 p.m. That is absolutely correct. But when you are talking about place, you cannot use till. Wait here until I come back. Time again, but not to. But here it is place, not time. So replace till with to. So do mind this, guys. Now look at the next sentence. Look at this. I will be in office for 6:30 p.m. I just gave the answer. Quick. I will be in office for 6:30 p.m. Quick, guys. Okay, right, Swapna, that is also okay. But the other one, just I told, is about preposition of time. So in office, at office, you can use anyone. But here, look at this. I will be in office for 6:30 p.m. For, can you use for time? No, right? So for is used to indicate period of time. For 2 hours, for 1 hour, that is okay. But no, it cannot be. So replace for with till 6:30 p.m. or until 6:30 p.m. So that is a era. So do remember, for is for period of time. You can say, I will be in office for 1 hour. That is absolutely correct. But here we have time. So till 6:30 p.m. Now look at the next sentence. The monkey jumped on the tree. The monkey jumped on the tree. What is the era here? The monkey jumped on the tree. We discussed the difference between on and other preposition, if you remember. We discussed the difference between on and upon. On is used to indicate contact between the surfaces of two things, right? Whereas upon also indicate contact, but it is used to denote motion, movement. Here jumped indicate movement from one place to another place or one position to another position. So on is inappropriate when you are indicating motion. So replace on with upon. The monkey jumped upon the tree. Yes. The cat jumped upon the rat. So remember that difference between on and upon? Good. Now look at the next sentence. Dolly deals with smuggled goods. Dolly deals with smuggled goods. What is the error and what is the correct one? Quick, guys. The verb deal is followed by two prepositions. One, deal with. Two, deal in. We deal with persons and deal in things are proposals. See, we deal with persons is dealing with the business delegates. We deal in things. What exactly is this deal in? Deal in gives the meaning of trade in. Excuse me. Deal in means trade in. That is purchasing, that is buying and selling of goods. So that is trade in. What we require is to indicate the meaning of trade. So replace with in. Dolly deals in smuggled goods. She trades in smuggled goods. When you're talking about people, it should be deal with, doing business. Right? I hope it is clear. Deal followed by two prepositions with and in. With persons, in things. Remember this. Now look at the next sentence. He frequently goes to abroad. He frequently goes to abroad. What is the error and what is the correct one? Quick, guys. He frequently goes to abroad. Generally, the verb go is followed by to. I'm going to class. I'm going to shopping. I'm going to market. They're going to cinema. So we generally use to with go. But there are some words which are not preceded by to or any other preposition. Generally, go to some place. But there are some words which are not preceded by to. That means go will not be followed by any other preposition when we use those words. What are those words? Here I am giving the list of words. They are Abroad, going abroad, not going to. Home, I'm going home, not going to home. Many people will say, I'm going home, I'm going to home, I'm going to my home. No, home is followed preceded by to. I'm going home, not going to. Going up, down, upstairs. I'm going downstairs. I'm going in. I'm going out. So these 8 words, remember, are not preceded by any preposition with go. I go abroad. I'm going home. I'm going up. I'm going down. I'm going upstairs. I'm going downstairs. I'm going inside or going in, going outside or going out. So do remember, with these words, do not use any preposition with go. So what you have to do, just remove to. He frequently goes abroad is the correct one, right? So do make a list of these words. Now look at the next sentence. He signed upon the application form. He signed upon the application form. What is the error and what is the correct one? Okay, Ramarao. So you told that it should be on, right? But no. The word sign itself gives a meaning of doing signature on something. Remember, sign is not followed by any preposition. Remove any preposition. Sign on, upon, no, both are incorrect. He signed the application form. That's it. I signed the register. That's it. Don't use any preposition after sign. Right. Now look at the next sentence. He promptly answered to all the questions. He promptly answered to all the questions. Now, quickly answer. So, same, just like sign. Answer also not followed by to. Do not use to. I answered all the questions. He promptly answered all the questions. No to or no for kind of thing. Do not use any preposition after answer. He promptly answered all the questions. Now, look at the next sentence. I gave him a gun to shoot. I gave him a gun to shoot. Just understand the sentence and you will find the error very easily. I gave him a gun to shoot. Why you gave? Why you gave a gun? Quick. The right usage is I gave him a gun to shoot with. That gives a complete sense. Not to shoot with. Gun is to shoot with. Gun is an instrument, right? So we use preposition with. So I gave him a gun to shoot with. For shooting is correct, Swapna. For shooting is okay, but here we have to shoot. So we have to use to shoot with. I gave him a gun to shoot with. Do remember that. So we have to use appropriate verb there and with appropriate preposition, that is phrasal verb. Shoot with is a correct phrasal verb. Now look at the next sentence. Children often quarrel of petty issues. Children often quarrel of petty issues. Is it giving any sense to you? No, right? So what would be the correct preposition to give us better sense? Quick. Quick, guys. In no, Swapna. So quarrel We know of is not giving correct sense. So at least you pointed out the error. But what is the correct one? Children often quarrel over petty issues. Petty issues means small, like trivial issues. So children often quarrel over petty issues is the appropriate one than the other prepositions. Now look at the next sentence. This watch is superior than that. You know this one, right? Quick answer. This watch is superior than that. Quick guys, you know this? Superior, we discussed in degrees of comparison, adjectives. So superior is one of the 7 Latin comparatives which are used only in comparative degree, which are always end with or. So these 7 Latin comparatives are not followed by than, but they are followed by to. Right, Swapna? So replace than with to. The 7 Latin comparatives like superior, inferior, junior, senior, prior we have discussed previously. So in addition to 7 Latin comparatives, prefer and its derivatives also not followed by than, they are followed by to. So replace than with to. Superior to, inferior to, senior to, junior to. Now look at the next sentence. The patient was accompanied with his friend. The patient was accompanied with his friend. You know this, we have seen in words which are followed by more than one preposition. So quick, answer this. Good, Ramarao. So accompanied with things, subtle things, but here friend is a person. So replace with by. Accompanied by his friend. Good, Swapna. So the patient was accompanied by his friend. Remember, with things, by persons. Look at the next one. Adults suffering chicken pox can develop all kinds of complications. Adults suffering chicken pox can develop all kinds of complications. All kinds of complications. Quick. Quick, guys. You can answer this easily. Yes, Swapna, right? So, suffer is a verb which is always followed by from. I am suffering from fever. We have habituated to write this in our leave letters, right? So, suffer is always followed by from. So, no other preposition. So, here we have suffering, but there is no preposition. That is the error. So, adults suffering from chicken pox can develop all kinds of complications. So that is a correct one. Good. Look at the next sentence. Pratik was extremely happy when he saw his favorite actor near at the mall. Pratik was extremely happy when he saw his favorite actor near at the mall. What is the error and what is the correct one? Quick, guys. See, you can write it in 2 ways based on the context. Near the mall is okay, or at the mall is also okay. It is inside the mall, it is maybe not inside the mall, outside the mall. But near and at, you cannot use both prepositions. So you can use only one. Yes, Swapna. You can drop either near or at based on the context, but not both. So Pratik was extremely happy when he saw his favorite actor at the mall or near the mall. Now look at the next sentence. After the series win, India jumped at the second place in ICC ODI ranking. Quick. After the series win, India jumped at the second place in ICC ODI ranking. Quick. On second. Uh, no, on is also not appropriate, but you find out the place where there is error, but no, it's not. See, you should know the difference between at, in, to, into. See, we use at and in to indicate place or position without any motion. There is no motion or movement. Whereas to and into are used with motion or movement. Here there is a change in position, right? So after the series win, India jumped to the, not at, jumped to the second place in ICC ODI ranking because there is some movement, a change, a movement is there, emotion is there. So replace at with to. In and at, for example, we are in the classroom. Are we moving? No, we are in a classroom. Doesn't indicate the movement. It indicates only where we are, position. I am at the board. Is it indicating any movement? Is there any motion? No, there is no movement. I'm exactly at the board. Again indicating position, no movement. Whereas, look at this one. I am going to railway station. Movement. He is walking into the room, into movement. When movement is there or motion is there, we require to use to or into. When there is no movement, we are indicating only place or position. You can use at or in. So I hope it is clear. So make sure you understand this. So to the second position, place, because there is a movement in the position. Now look at the next one. The cat sprang on me when I was opening the door. Quick, answer this. We already did this kind of error detection. We have corrected this kind of sentence. The cat sprang on me when I was opening the door. So the difference between on and upon. On indicates only contact without any movement. Upon indicates movement. So replace on with upon. The cat sprang upon. Spring, sprang, sprung. The cat sprang upon. Spring, sprang, sprung. The verb forms. Spring, sprang, sprung. So we use past tense sprang. The cat sprang upon me, not on me. I hope it is clear. Now look at the next one. The doctor rushed in the ICU. Quick. The doctor rushed in the ICU. Quick, guys. We discussed the difference. No, Swapna. Rushed indicates what? Yes, Ramarao. See, I told you the difference between in, at, as a set, into, and to. Right? So when there is movement, what we should use? To or into. When there is no movement, in or at. Here rushed means movement is there or not? Yes. But can we use in? In is without movement. So replace in with into. The doctor rushed into the ICU. Right? Movement is there. Now look at the next one. The faculty member is at the cabin. The faculty member is at the cabin. Now, quick. The faculty member is at the cabin. Is it correct? At indicates exact place, but we are not talking about exact place. We are talking about cabin, right? So the faculty member is in the cabin, is in the room, the cabin. So replace at with in. I am at the board, exactly, but I am in the room, in the cabin, right? Next. The business tycoon is planning to deal with expensive CC cameras. The business tycoon is planning to deal with expensive CC cameras. Quick. So I have discussed already this one. Deal is followed by two prepositions. Deal with and deal in. We deal with persons. Yes, Swapna. And deal in things. So here we are talking about CC cameras, which are things. So replace with in. The business tycoon is planning to deal in expensive CC cameras, which is nothing but doing business. Trade in. Now look at the next one. See, the birds are flying above the lake. See, the birds are flying above the lake. What is era? Quick, guys. Above, below, over, under. We discussed the differences previously. So, yes, Swapna, you're right. See, they generally, there are three things we have to understand with this. One, position. Two, covering. Three, motion or movement. Now, above and below indicate only position, up or down, top or down. Yes. Over and under also indicate position. Whereas covering above and below do not indicate covering, whereas over and under indicate covering. Motion. There is no motion which can be denoted by using above and below, but over and under are used to denote motion also. So look at this sentence. See, the birds are flying. Flying. Movement is there. Motion is there, right? When motion is there, we have to use over. Flying over the lake, not above the lake. I hope it is clear. So replace above with over. Now look at the next sentence and remember this, guys. We already discussed this in uses of prepositions, prepositions of place. Do remember this in short way so that you could able to correct them. Now look at the next one. The river flows below the bridge. Correct this one. The river flows below the bridge. What's the correction? Just now I told you. Can we use below for movement? So we discussed we cannot use below and above for covering and motion. We can only denote position. So can we use below for movement? Flowing is moving, right? So replace below with under. The river flows under the bridge, not below the bridge. Yes, Swapna, you're right. It is under the bridge because there is movement, flows. Movement is there. Now look at the next one. For his lecture, he quoted several biblical references from the Bible. For his lecture, he quoted several biblical references from the Bible. Quick. When did he quote several biblical references? Before the lecture? After the lecture? Or in between the lecture? Or when? When exactly? For his lecture, he quoted several biblical references from the Bible. When? When did he quote several biblical references from the Bible? Is it before or at the beginning of the lecture? Or in between the lecture? Or at the end of the lecture? Is there any clarity? Is there any information given? Whether it is in the beginning or in the middle or at the end? No, right? So, it gives the sense if we use during because it indicates whole duration, the period of lecture. So during his lecture, not for his lecture, during his lecture, when we don't know in the duration. During his lecture, he quoted several biblical references from the Bible. During, if you remember this example, during World War II, the price of gold was less. When is that? When is that? During World War II means 1 day, 1 month, 1 year, the whole period of World War II, right? 39 to 46, the whole duration, entire period. So do remember that when you are indicating the whole duration, the period, you cannot use for or from or since. It should be during. During is a correct preposition because it denotes the entire duration. Now look at the next sentence. Gale's batting may be compared with the sales of Tatkal tickets. Chris Gale's batting may be compared with the sales of Tatkal tickets. Why? He scores fast right from the beginning. So what is there in this sentence? Quick. Yes, Gale's batting may be compared with the sales of Tatkal tickets. He scores to the Tatkal tickets. Good, Swapna. Why? Good. Compare generally followed by two prepositions. One, compare with. Two, compare to. When do we use compare with and when do we use compare to? Remember, compare with is used when there is a difference or disparity. If you wanted to show the difference, we have to use compare with. And if you wanted to show similarity, we have to use compare to. Are we showing similarity or difference here? Gale's batting, sales of Tatkal tickets. How Tatkal tickets are sold? Just the time, the window should open, that's it. Just in minutes, in 1 to 2 minutes, they'll be sold. And how Chris Gale bats? Right from the first ball, he scores faster, right? So here, both are having similarities. So we should use to, compare to, not with. So replace with to because we are showing similarity. If you want to show difference, you can use compare to. Like if we compare Indian universities to foreign universities, can we use that too? Because the later is far more better. That means there is difference. So there we cannot use to. We have to use with. If you compared Indian universities with the foreign ones, the later are far more better. So there you can use with because you're showing this difference, disparity. But when you're showing similarities, compare to is the correct one. Now look at the next one. Look at these examples. If you compare the universities of India with foreign ones, just now I told you, compare with foreign ones, you find the later far better in many aspects because there are differences. Compare this poem to that poem. Here we are showing similarities. So similarities to, differences with. Look at the next. Anamika has an appointment with the boss at 8 a.m. Understand this clearly? Anamika has an appointment with boss at 8 a.m. Let us think at office. She has appointment with boss at 8 a.m. But what happened here? Having some work, she went out at 7 a.m. telling her husband that she would come back in an hour. From her house, she went out at 7 a.m. and what she told her husband? She told her husband that she come back in an hour. If she comes back in an hour, that means at 8 a.m. How can she meet her boss at office at 8 a.m.? Can it be possible? No. Then what we must do so that that appointment can be possible? Understand the sentence. Anamika has an appointment with boss at 8 a.m. Having some work, she went out at 7 a.m. from her house because telling her husband that she would come back in an hour. She went out having some work, not to office. Now, what she can do so that she can make that appointment with boss at 8 a.m. Quick. So just a change in preposition can make the things happen. So what we should do? Quick, guys. Anamika has an appointment with the boss at 8 a.m. Oh, it should be p.m. No, Swapna. How? No, you cannot make time change. Time is 8 p.m. only. You cannot change the time. You have to change the preposition. So just think with preposition, not with the time. It's AM only. We cannot change it to PM. Alright, if you give up, then I'm giving you the answer. So you should know the difference between in and are, within and are. See, when you place order online, what they will display you? Your order will be delivered within 4 working days or 5 working days. That means first day, second day, last day. No, within means in that duration, right? So in an hour, 8 a.m. Within an hour, that means it can be in half an hour or 15 minutes or before the set time. So within indicates before the set time, in indicates almost the set time. If she comes in 8, like in 1 hour, that is 8 a.m., she cannot meet. Within an hour, that means maybe half an hour or 20 minutes, then she can make up that meeting. So replace in with within. I hope it is clear, guys. In indicates almost the given time. For example, he wrote the test in time. That means he has utilized entire time almost to write the test. But look at this. He wrote the test within the time. That means before the given time. He finished the test in time. He finished the test within the time. So within the time means before the given time. So we require to have within so that that appointment can be made happen. I hope it is clear. Now look at the examples here. The project was finished within the stipulated time. That means before the stipulated time. Mahesh finished the test within the given time. Before the given time. Mahesh finished the test in time. That means exact time. So understand the difference between these two examples. You will get a clarity. So here we have to replace in with within. Within and are. I hope it is clear. Now let's move on to the next one. It was difficult to part the mother dog from her puppies. Correct or incorrect? It was difficult to part the mother dog from her puppies. Quick. We discussed part followed by with and from. With is for what? From is for what? So, is it correct, Swapna? Part from her puppies. Absolutely, because we are talking about living beings, right? For living beings, we use from. For non-living beings, we use with. So we are talking about parting the mother dog from her puppies. So it is absolutely a correct sentence. So in exams, you may get correct and incorrect also. You have to be careful. Now, look at this one. John Keats, the English poet, died with TB. John Keats, the English poet, died with TB. So what is the era? We discussed the prepositions with die. For cause and for disease. Which one do you use? died with. Can we use for disease? Died of. See, for disease we cannot use with. It should be of. John Keats, the English poet, died of TB. Alexander the Great died of malaria. When you're talking about disease, you have to use of, not with. So do remember that. Look at the next one. The book consists 135 pages. The book consists 135 pages. What is the error and what is the correct part? Quick, guys. Good, Swapna. Remember, the verb consist always followed by of. So, we have to place of. The book consists of 135 pages, or you can use comprise. Comprise is not followed by of because consists of means comprise. You can say the book comprises 135 pages or the book consists of 135 pages. It consists, use of. With comprise, no other preposition because comprise itself means consist of. Right? Now look at the next one. Bill Gates is known about charity. Bill Gates is known about charity. What is the error? Bill Gates is known about charity. Do you know about charity? Of course. I do know about charity. You do know about charity. Everyone knows about charity. But why we are saying Bill Gates is known about charity? Is it correct? Absolutely not. Then what is the sense of the given sentence? Here, we are not talking about knowing about charity. If a person is famous about a particular thing or a quality, he is known for that thing. Known for means famous for that quality or something. For example, what is the name of or what is the full name of Mr. Karna in Mahabharat? You know Mahabharat? What is the name of Karna in Mahabharat? If you know, can you type it faster? What's the name of Karna in Mahabharat? So you might have heard it as Dana, Veera, Sura, Karna, right? But is it his name? So his name is not Dana, Veera, Sura, Karna. His name is only Karna. This Dana, Veera, Sura are the titles given for Karna because he is known for Dana, that is charity, Veera and Sura, courage and bravery. So when a person is known for that quality or something, we use those titles. So replace about with for. Known for charity. Yes, Swapna. Dana, Veera, Sura, Karna. But it is not the name of Mr. Karna. His name is only Karna. Dana, Veera, Sura, the titles because he is known for that Dana, charity, Veera and Sura, bravery and victoriousness. So let's move on to the next one. I hope it is clear. Remember, known for. The stray dogs ran through the road. The stray dogs ran through the road. Quick. Yes, Ramarao, you're correct. So ran through the road. No. Can we run through the road? Road. We cannot run through it. Right? We can run on it or It can run along or across. We cannot run through it. Through is a medium. See, in a house, you can enter through a window because window is a medium. The thief entered through the window is okay, medium. But when you're talking about road is not a medium. You cannot run through the road. Can you? No. It should be run across the road. Why? If it is running along the road, why we need to talk about, right? So it is running from one side to the other side. The stray dogs ran across the road is the correct one. No, Angela, over the road, over, you remember, right? There will be no contact. So over the road is not appropriate. Across the road is appropriate, from one end to the other end. Now look at the next one. Roshni is fond with classical music. Roshni is fond with classical music. Good, Ramarao. So, we know the list of adjectives I have given you. Some list of adjectives are followed by particular prepositions, right? And fond is always followed by of, not with. Fond of, not at Swapna, it is fond of. Roshni is fond of classical music. Fond always followed by of. I'm fond of chocolates. She is fond of ice cream. He is fond of bikes. They are fond of cars. Fond is always followed by of. Remember, no other preposition. Always of only. So, replace with of. Look at the next. When Rani, my cousin, made a call to my mobile, I was on bed. When Rani, my cousin, made a call to my mobile, I was on bed. What is the error and what is the correct one? Quick, guys. Many of the people feel that there is no error, but remember the first thing I told you with prepositions? Do not translate prepositions word for word into your mother tongue. Because if you translate word for word into your mother tongue, this sentence seems absolutely correct, but it is incorrect statement. Then what is the correction? Yes, Angela, you're absolutely correct. Yes. It should not be on bed, it is in bed. If you translate into your mother tongue, you feel in bed. Yes, it is in bed because you should not translate prepositions into mother tongue. On bed is absolutely incorrect. Angela is correct. So when Rani, my cousin, made a call to my mobile, I was in bed. The child is still in bed, not on bed or above bed, over the bed. No, under the bed and all, do not use them. So I was in bed is a correct one. Good. Now look at the next one. The boss agreed with my proposal. The boss agreed with my proposal. What's the correct part? Quick, guys. Drop with and agreed my proposal. Think again, Swapna. We require another preposition instead of with. Agree is followed by two prepositions. Agree with and agree to. Agree with is used for persons. Do you agree with me? Agree to is used for things or proposals. Here we are talking about proposal. So replace with to. The boss agreed to my proposal. Do you agree with me? He agreed to my proposal. So do remember with person to things. The manager agreed to the proposal of the peers. Agreed to the proposal is a thing. Do you agree with me about the need for change? Agree with me, person. Right? Look at the next one. My friend scoffed on our amateurish attempts. My friend scoffed on our amateurish attempts. What is the error and what's the correct one? Scoffed on. No, it doesn't give sense. So what is the correct sense? Scoffed at. What does it mean? Just like laugh at, which means making fun of or mockery. My friend made fun of our amateurish attempts, mockery, that is scoffed at. The right preposition to be used is at, not on. Just like laugh at, which is make fun of, or mockery, scoff at. So replace on with at. Scoffed at our amateurish attempts. Now look at the next. Sheila always carps with the cross-dressing of her husband. Sheila always carps with the cross-dressing of her husband. So, what is the error? Quick, guys. See, the verb carp is followed by two prepositions. Carp at, carp about. Carp at persons, carp about things. By the way, what is meant by carp? Carp means keep on complaining in an annoying way. Complaining about something or someone in an annoying way. Now, carp at persons, carp about things. What we have to use? At or about? Good, Angela. It is about because we are talking about the cross dressing. So it is thing. So Sheila always carps about the cross dressing of her husband. I hope it is clear. Do remember? So carp at somebody, carp about something, which means one keep complaining about someone or something in an annoying way. She constantly carps at him, at person. Do not carp at Joshi, he is blameless, at person. The politicians were carped at by the public when they came for votes, persons. If it is thing, it should be carp about because carp about is for things. So make a note of this, guys. Carp at person, carp about thing, which means keep on complaining about someone or something in an annoying way. So these are the examples. Good. Now look at the next one. Preeti has an authority with criminal law. Preeti has an authority with criminal law. What is the error? No, Ramarao, it is not correct. Yes. So authority with is incorrect. Absolutely. Then what is the correct one? When someone has sound knowledge, when someone has sound knowledge, that means good knowledge, and we can depend on them for their knowledge. That means they have authority on that thing. So replace with on. Preeti has an authority on criminal law. Vren and Martin have authority on English grammar. So Vren and Martin have authority on English grammar. They have sound knowledge on English grammar and we can depend on them for their knowledge. So then we have to use authority on, right? So not over, it should be on Angela, authority on, because they have good knowledge and we can depend on their knowledge for them. So replace with on. Now look at the next one. Kalam, Abdul Kalam, when he was in graduation, was always on the top of the class. Kalam, when he was in graduation, was always on the top of the class. What is the error? Quick, guys. Already we have discussed this number of times. So always on the top of the class. If it is on the top of the class, that means he is not in the class. Yes, Swapna, you're right. So we are talking about the position in class. He always be the topper of the class, right? So we cannot go with on to indicate the contact between the surfaces of two. It should be at the top of the class, the top position, first rank. Do you understand that? So replace on with at. Good, Swapna, you're right. It is at the top of the class, not on. Now look at the next sentence. Maheshwari, who was married to Mohan at the age of 14, was beset by problems. Maheshwari, who was married to Mohan at the age of 14, was beset by problems. What is the error? Good. Good, Ramarao. It is not by, it is with. What is the meaning of beset with? When one is facing problems from all the corners, that means one is facing the problems, different problems in their life. That means they are beset with them, not by or any other preposition. So Maheshwari, who was married to Mohan at the age of 14, was beset with the problems. So drop by and replace it with problems, not by problems. Now look at the next one. The cinema goers are sick with violence in the movies. The cinema goers are sick with violence in the movies. What is the error? Yes, what is the error and what is the correct part? Yes, Ramarao, you're right. So sick of, not sick with. When one is fed up of something, fed up of something is wrong again. Fed up with. So many people do this mistake. Instead of with, fed up of, people write instead of with here, it should be fed up of, because sick of is equal to fed up with. But do not interchange the prepositions like fed up of and sick with. That is error. So cinema goers are sick of, right Angela, you're right. So sick of violence in the movies, not with. Do remember, fed up followed by with, sick followed by of. Do not interchange the prepositions here. Now look at the next sentence. In my teenage, I read most of the works of Shakespeare. In my teenage, I read most of the works of Shakespeare. What is error and what is the correction? No. So just understand the sentence. In my teenage, I read most of the works of Shakespeare. When did you read most of the works of Shakespeare? When? Teenage. What is teenage? What is teenage means? Is it 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 1 month, 1 year? What is teenage? No, Angela, of Shakespeare is absolutely correct. You are going wrong there. See, teenage means when? See, we know 12, after that 13, teen, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. See, 13 to 19. This is the teenage. 13 years to 19 years is a teenage. Teen, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Right? So when we are talking about entire duration, yes, Ramara, now you got it correct. So when you are talking about entire duration from that to this time, 13 to 19 years, we have to use the preposition during. Right? So during my teenage, not in my teenage, because we are referring to whole specified duration, not 1 day or 1 month or 1 year. Even that also duration only. So remember that. It should be during my teenage. Right? I hope you guys got this. Now let's move on to the next one. After having written the script, the writer met the director. After having written the script, the writer met the director. What is the error and what is the correction? Yes, guys. Remember the rule? After is followed by V4, whereas having is followed by V3. Both gives the same sense. Meaning is same, but following is different. You can say after writing the script, that is okay, or having written the script. Here written is there, so drop after. Having written the script, the writer met the director. Or after writing the script, because after is followed by V4, having is followed by V3. So now look at the next one. Gayatri looks down by people who do not look after their parents. Gayatri looks down by people who do not look after their parents. What is the error and what is the correction? Mm, no, guys. Not at, not on. No. So for that, let me give you the information about phrasal verbs. You know phrasal verbs, right? In verbs, I have discussed a bit of phrasal verb. What is phrasal verb? Verb combines with particle and gives a new meaning. What is this particle? The particle can be either a preposition or an adverb or sometimes the both. So here that is what we require to know. So verb combines with the particle. The particle can be an adverb or preposition or both. Now I am going to discuss the phrasal verbs associated with look. Now look. What did mean look? Look is a verb. But what is the meaning of look? Look means to see, right? Now I'm going to take different phrasal verbs with look and let us see how the meaning of that word changes. So look at, look after, look for, look forward, look into, look up, look down on, or look down upon, and others. Many other phrasal verbs are there. Here I have taken a few. Now, what is meant by look at? What is meant by look at? Look means to see. Then what is look at? Hey you, look at the board. Yes, Angela, you're right in fact. So what is look at? Hey, look at the board. What does it mean? Look means see. Look at also to see only? No, it should have different meaning. So look at means observe something in particular. See something in particular. Concentrate. Observe. Right. Look after. Is it looking after some time? Look after means is it looking after some time? No. Then what does it mean? So what is meant by look after? Yes, Angela, you're right. So what is look after? Take care of. Look after means take care of. You should look after your parents. One should look after one's health. That means take care of, not looking after some time. Next, look for. You know very well. What did we look for? Oh no, I lost my keys. I have to look for them. What did we look for? To search. Right? Look for means to search. Yes, Angela, look after means to take care of. Now look for means to search. Next, what is look forward? In males we'll type looking forward to seeing you. Looking forward to hearing from you. What did we look forward? Yes, anyone? Look forward means anticipate. What is anticipate? Anticipate means wait for. Anticipate means wait for their mail, wait for the person, looking forward to seeing you, to see them, you're waiting, looking forward to hearing from you, the mail response. So look forward means anticipate, waiting for, right? Now look into. What did we look into? The principal promised to look into the matter. What did we look into? Yes, Angela, you're right. Look into means investigate or examine. The principal promised to look into the matter. That means examine. The police are looking into the case. Investigate. Now, look up. What did we look up? Hey you, look up means what will you do? You look up. Is it the meaning? Is it looking up? Maybe one of the meanings. Look up, that is literal meaning. But phrasal verbs, as we discussed, have two meanings. One is literal and the one is idiomatic. So what is the idiomatic meaning of look up? Look up means, yes, Angela, you're right. So look up means to find a piece of information, to find a piece of information, especially from a reference book. To find a piece of information, especially from a reference book. For example, hey you, look up the meaning of this word in the dictionary. That means what will you do? You'll open the dictionary and you'll try to find out the meaning of that word. Reference book, finding a piece of information. That is the meaning of look up. Now look at this. Look down on or look down upon. See, I told you, phrasal verb, verb plus particle. Particle can be either an adverb or preposition or sometimes the both. Sometimes the both. That means sometimes it can be both adverb and preposition. So that is what here we have adverb and preposition attached to the verb. So now look down on or look down upon. What does it mean? So the meaning of look down on or look down upon is despise. What is despise? Ignore, neglect, dislike. Right? So, if you look at this, Gayatri looks down by people. No. Gayatri looks down on people or Gayatri looks down upon the people. That means she ignores the people. She dislikes the people. Which people? Who do not look after their parents. Look after means what? Take care of. She dislikes the people who do not take care of their parents. So phrasal verbs, remember guys, phrasal verbs plays a vital role. Phrasal verbs play a vital role in your examinations. Without phrasal verbs, you'll never face any question paper. So do go through these phrasal verbs. Anyway, vocabulary classes are going to start very soon for you. So pay attention for phrasal verbs and learn more and more phrasal verbs, which will be useful. You will get them in the form of fillers, fill in the blanks, error detection, close tests, sentence improvements, and many more. So do mind them. So replace by with, on or upon. I hope it is clear to you. Sure, it is clear and understandable. Please have a look on these and learn more and more. Let's move on to the next one. In order to escape from the clutches of the police, the thief jumped along the compound wall of the police station. What is the error and what is the correction? In order to escape from the clutches of the police, the thief jumped along the compound wall of the police station. Quick. Quick, guys. See, let us think this as compound wall. Okay, let us assume this as compound wall. If a thief jumped along the compound wall, can he escape from the clutches of the police? If he jumped along the compound wall, can he escape? Along means what? What do you mean along? What is along? Along means in the same line. So if he jumped from this place to this place, can he escape from the clutches of the police? No, right? Yes, Swapna, you have to drop along, but what we have to replace it with? He cannot escape from the clutches of the police if he jumped along the wall of the police station. What he has to do? He has to jump from one side to the other side, one end to the other end, from here to the other end. down, right? In order to give that sense, we have to replace it with jumped across the compound wall from one side to the other side. Do you understand that? Or jumped over. Over means from that end to the that end without any contact. Through cannot be, because through means there should be any door here or any medium should be there, and through that medium he escaped. But there is no door or medium, there is no medium here, so you cannot go with through, because through requires medium. If there is a window, you can say through, but there is no window, there is no medium here, so one end to the other end, so replace along with across. I hope it is clear to you. Now let's move on to the next one. Right, guys. Now, here are the fillers. There are fill in the blanks. So, what you have to do is find out what is the correct one. Right? Look at the first one. I can't even think. Dash. I thought it was over, but I didn't answer. Okay, Angela. So, you can think it can be over or across also, because over means without any contact. It should have some it's any kind of pole or stick, long pole or a stick, so that he can use that to jump from this side to the that side, that end. That is over without any contact. With contact means he is here already and he is going to jump there, then across can be the possible thing. So any one is correct. Now look at the next one. Here are the fillers. I can't even think dash traveling by any other way except by my own car. So here are the options for you. Do choose one and give me why. The reason also. I can't even think. So Angela has answered. What about the other guys, Swapna? Okay. So Swapna also has answered that. So I can't even think of traveling by any other way except by my own car is absolutely correct. So fill it with of. Think of means what? What is the meaning of think of? What is the meaning of think of? Why did you choose of? The word think of means consider the idea of. Consider the idea. So think of means consider the idea. So I can't even consider the idea of traveling by any other means except my own car. I can't even think of traveling by any other means except aeroplane, by air. So that way you just remember, learn the meaning so that you can do well. Good, guys. Now look at the next one. I have never faced such a complicated problem dash all my life as this one. I have never faced such a complicated problem dash all my life as this one. So what is the error? So what is the correct word to fill it? So think well, guys. So Swapna has answered, but no, Swapna, your answer is incorrect. So Angela, you are correct, but can you explain why? Why, Angela? Why it is in? Can you explain? Quick. Why? Why it is in? Right, there is no definite period of time, so we can't use during. Yes, exactly. Because during means he's talking about all my life. He still existed, right? He's not dead, right? He is still alive. So when he is alive, how can we use during? During means whole specified duration. All my life, he still existed. He's alive. But you cannot go with during. So if you just remove all, you get the answer. I have never faced such a complicated problem. What do you say? In my life, we'll say. All in my life. So the correct usage is in. In is the correct usage. In my life. All in my life. I hope it is clear. Now look at the next one. He trembled dash fear when the examiner caught him cheating. Good guys. He trembled with the fear. She to tremble with the fear when the examiner caught him cheating. Absolutely, you're right. Now look at the next one. The present generation has a thirst dash success and a never give up attitude. For, about, in, into. Good, Angela, you're right. So the present generation has a for thirst for success and a never give up attitude. Thirst for success, not thirst about in or into. It is not advisable or not suggestible to use. Not about Swapna. Thirst for, that means they are craving for success. They have this interest to have success. That is thirst for, craving for. So you have to use for, not any other preposition. Now look at the next one. At the last minute, Sri Lanka decided to withdraw dash the contest to protest against the terrorist attacks. Yes, guys. At the last minute, Sri Lanka decided to withdraw dash the contest to protest against the terrorist attacks. Yes, Swapna, you're right. So withdraw from. From is the correct one. Withdraw from the contest to protest against the terrorist. Against the terrorist already used. Withdraw against cannot be used. Withdraw from is the correct one, Angela. Yes. Now look at the next one. The selection panel needs time to think dash the proposal made by the award committee. You can answer this well. The selection panel needs time to think dash the proposal made by the award committee. What's the correction? What's the right word? So we have seen before with think. Now this context is different. So what is the right word? So think dash the proposals made. Yes, Swapna, you're right. Think dash the proposals made by the award committee. No, Angela. Okay, we have different answers here. So, by the way, just check out the meaning with think about, think of, think over. Anyway, we cannot go with upon. Think of, we already discussed. Consider the idea of. Are we considering the idea here? No, absolutely not. So, not of. Then, about, over. What is the correct one and why? So, just justify your answers. So, Swapna answered about, why about? Angela answered over. So, why over? So I have eliminated two. Upon cannot be, and off already I gave the meaning. Consider the idea of. Now, why did you choose about and why did you choose over? Why do you feel it as the correct one? Quick, answer it. The selection panel needs time to think dash the proposals. Quick guys, give me your reasoning. No motion, Swapna. Okay. No, Swapna. So it is all about phrasal verbs. So phrasal verbs, verb plus particle gives different meaning. So it is not with motion and with not without motion. So we cannot justify in that way. Good. So the answer is think over, because think over means we are considering the decision. It's a decision making process. To make a decision, we'll not think about it. Thinking about means just about a person, you are taking that very long time. But when you are thinking over means you are taking that to make a decision. Selection panel, so they are deciding. So think over, making a decision. Yes, Angela, you're right. So the right answer is think over, because they have to make a decision, hence it should be over. So I hope it is clear. So that is the reason I told you phrasal verbs, you have to mind them, because the meaning of only preposition and verb is different from preposition and verb together, because it gives two meanings: one literal meaning, two idiomatic meaning. Now look at the next one. The interviewer declared that he was unfit dash the job as he was lacking dash communication skills. We have two blanks and you have two prepositions here. Choose the right one. Yes, Swapna, you're right. So the interviewer declared that he was unfit for the job as he was lacking in communication skills. Absolutely, you're correct. Now look at the next one. He had a longing dash and ice cream after dinner, so he went out to have one. He had a longing dash and ice cream after dinner, so he went out to have one. What is the correct? Yes, correct, Angela. It is longing. Which one? You answered for the previous one? Okay. Longing to? No, Swapna? So what is meant by longing? Yes, Ramarao, you're right. It is longing for, like a craving for, loving for. So to have, so it should be longing for an ice cream. Yes, Angela, you're right. He had a longing for an ice cream after dinner, so he went out to have one. So that is absolutely correct. Look at the next one. He left medicine in between and decided to take dash music for higher studies as that was his real passion. Which one? Yes, longing for means desire. Now look at this one. He left medicine in between and decided to take dash music for higher studies as that was his real passion. Good, Angela. Take up. Taking up music. Take up means to take a task and to work on that. So take up music for higher studies is absolutely correct. So good. Now look at this. My business is suffering as we badly wanting dash funds. Yes, Swapna, you're right. It is take up. Now look at this one. My business is suffering as we badly wanting dash funds. Quick, guys. No, Swapna. Wanting dash funds. No, Angela, it's not. So my business is suffering and we badly wanting in funds, not on or into, it is wanting in funds. That means we want funds to be invested in our business. So you are wanting in funds, not on or about. So I hope it is clear now. So let's see some more. Because of his innocence, because of his innocence, he cannot distinguish a cheat for an honest man. Identify the error and correct it. Because of his innocence, he cannot distinguish a cheat for an honest man. What is the error and what is the correct one? Quick, guys. No, Angela. So, did you get the answer, guys, for the first one? Over is not correct. Think over again. So, guys, you can see here distinguish is there. So, distinguish a cheat. Can you go with for? No. Distinguish from is the correct one. Differentiate from, distinguish from, part from. So, replace for with from. Now, look at this sentence. The doctor referred the patient for the OPD without examining him. What is the error and what is the correction? Quick, guys. The doctor referred the patient for the OPD without examining him. What is the error and what is the correct part? Yes, Swapna, Angela, where are you guys? The doctor referred the patient. Can we go with for? Refer takes for? No, right? Refer takes what? To. Refer to the OPD. Yes, Swapna, you're right. Not to the patient. The doctor referred the patient to the OPD. Referred the patient to the OPD, not referred to the patient. Refer the patient to the OPD is the correct one. So, to, you have to replace for with to. Now, look at the next one. Prakash told us that he didn't understand why she was angry on him at that time. Prakash told us that he didn't understand why she was angry on him at that time. So, what is the error and what is the correct part? Quick. Quick, guys. Excuse me. Prakash told us that he didn't understand why she was angry. Yes, Angela, you're right. On him at that time. So we have discussed the difference and what are the prepositions angry is followed. Angry follows angry on, angry with, and angry for. We are talking about a person. For person, we cannot use on. For person, it is angry with. For things, angry on. For cause, angry for. So, as we are referring to person, replace on with. Angry with him. Now, look at this sentence. As the meeting was about to end, he insisted at asking questions. What's the error and what's the correction? Quick. Good, Angela. So, insist doesn't follow at. Insist always followed by on. Insisted on asking questions. Swapna, where are you guys? So, insist always followed by on. Insisted on asking questions. Swapna, do participate and answer this. So, now look at the next one. I was shocked to hear that his father, I was shocked to hear that his father died of an accident. So, what is the error and what is the correction? Quick. So, what is Swapna? Okay, Angela, both are incorrect, guys. So, die of is incorrect. Absolutely, it is clear. But both have answered died with an accident. No, guys. No, that is wrong. See, the actual thing is we are talking about accident. Die of disease. Die with other things. Died with when he died with a lot of fame. That is okay. But accident you cannot go with of or with. So for accident you have to use in. Died in an accident. The actually die in is informal usage. The better usage is killed in an accident. This is the formal usage and absolutely correct phrasal verb. So the right phrasal verb is killed in, but as they have given died, we have to use the right one, Died in, not of. Right, Angela already answered. Okay, Ram always prefers reading short stories than watching serials. So, Angela answered, yes, Angela, you're right. But what about Swapna? Quick, Swapna. Right, Angela, you're right. We have prefer. So, prefer and its derivatives along with 7 Latin comparatives do not follow then, they are followed by 2. Good. So, both of you are correct. So, prefers reading short stories to watching serials. So, absolutely, you're correct. Now, look at the next one. The policeman started firing the crowd when the striking workers got violent. What is the error in this? Yes, Swapna, you're wrong. So, Angela, can you answer this one? The policemen started firing the crowd when the striking workers got violent. So, think, Swapna, you are having that, but not the right preposition used. So, the error is firing at the crowd. Remember, fire at, not on. Fire at the crowd. The right preposition is at. Now, look at this one. We must go and congratulate the boy for his success in the exam held last month. What is error? We must go and congratulate the boy for his success in the exam held last month. What is error and what is the correct one? Quick. Yes, Angela, you're correct. Congratulate the boy, not for, on his success. So congratulate on, not for. It should be on. Congratulate followed by on. Congratulations on your success. So I hope it is clear. Now let's move on to the next one. So not required, Swapna, held on in the not required, held last month or held in last month. That is also okay. Now look at the next. At last, he married a poor but intelligent girl after waiting for years. Look at this one. At last he married, in fact, let me add some more. Married with a poor but intelligent girl after waiting for years. So what is the correction and what is the error? Right, guys, look at the first one. What is the correction? At last he married with a poor but intelligent girl after waiting for years. Yes, Swapna, drop for. Where is for? After waiting for years. No, you don't need to drop for. It is correct only. At last he married with is incorrect. It is married to, not married with. It is married to a poor but intelligent girl. So I hope it is clear. Now look at this. So it depends upon the context, guys. We generally do not make any preposition. I married him. But in this context, he married to. I married him. He married to me. So I hope it is clear based on the voice. Now look at this one. It is the duty of every right thinking citizen. It is the duty of every right thinking citizen to try to make this world a happy place to live. So what is the error? It's the duty of every right thinking citizen to try to make this world a happy place to live. What is the error and what is the correction? Quick, Angela. It's the duty of every right thinking citizen to try to make this world a happy place to live in. To live where? To live in. So like fire at the crowd, shoot with the gun. So the same way, to live in, a happy place to live in. We require to place a preposition in. Now look at the next sentence. Disha must make up. Disha must make up for the time she wasted this morning by working late overnight. So what is the error and what is the correction? Yes, Disha must make up for the time she wasted this morning by working late overnight. What is the error, guys? Angela, Swapna. So Disha must make up for the time she wasted this morning by working late overnight. Can we say that? Late overnight? No, right? So remove over and replace with at. Late at night or by working late night. Simply you can say late night or late at night. Both are okay. Now look at this one. The meeting scheduled to be held between 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. was postponed suddenly. The meeting scheduled to be held between 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. was postponed suddenly. What is error and what is the correction? Right, guys, what is the error in this one? Held in between. Guys, remember, between is not followed by to. Between is not followed by to. Between is followed by and. So between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. Please correct this one. Fur is emitted. Yes, Angela, you're right. So Srikant was not promoted the rank of register till a few months of his resignation. So why to use two prepositions unnecessarily? Till a few months, up to the time. For a few months, no, it's not giving sense. So drop for. So right guys, now look at the next one. The next sentence. When the employees reach late, when the employees reach late, the boss objects their entering the office without his permission. What is the error? Look at this. Right guys, what is the error in the first one? When the employees, okay, Swapna answered it as into the office, but no Swapna, just think over again. When the employees reach late, the boss objects their entering the office. Enter itself means coming into. So enter means come into. So you don't need to use into again. Yes, Angela? So there is a missing of preposition here. When the employees reach late, the boss objects to their entering, objection to their entering the office without his permission. I hope it is clear. Now look at the last one. So the last sentence for the day, guys. Quick, try to answer this. The professor pointed out the students that they might learn something valuable from the poet Kalidas because Kalidas was the Shakespeare of India. What is the error here? The professor pointed out the students that they might learn something valuable from the poet Kalidas because Kalidas was the Shakespeare of India. What is the error and what is the correction? Quick, Angela. Yes, right. So what about Swapna? The professor pointed out the students that they might learn something valuable. Okay, they might be. No, not required. Might is auxiliary verb, learn is main verb. So be not required because already we have main verb. They might be learning, that is okay. But already we have V1, not required be. So the error is here. The professor pointed out to the students, the professor pointed out to the students that they might learn something valuable from the poet Kalidas, because Kalidas was a Shakespeare of India, was the Shakespeare. We have already discussed in the nouns that to make a proper noun a common noun, we use article the. Right, guys? So this is about prepositions. I hope it is clear. If you have any questions or doubts, do let me know. And if you do not have, let's rest for the day, and I'll see you tomorrow again with a new concept. So if you have any questions, please do comment or post so that I'll be clarifying any doubts if you got. If you do not have any doubts or questions, please do type that no doubts so that I can understand. If you have any questions or doubts, please do let me know. Quick. All right, I'll take this as for your no doubts. So then tomorrow, which topic? Okay. Tomorrow we are going to discuss the last of the parts of speech, that is conjunctions, and then followed by very important topics which we have to cover. So tomorrow we are going to discuss conjunctions. These days lot many new patterns are coming on conjunctions like connectors, so we have to dig in and learn more and more about them. So we'll discuss that tomorrow, and I hope there are no questions for today.